Hello, everybody.
Hey, how's it
Vroom,
going?
vroom.
Hey.
Hello, Leah by the lake.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Imperial Pulls. My name is Brian.
My name is
Oh, we can't hear the audio.
My name is
Damn.
Well, you know what it is.
Yeah, but nobody else does.
Oh, that's okay. Well, welcome to the show. I heard that.
Let's mute that. Let's try this again.
My name is My name is
Brian and Still Joe.
Brian, it's still Joe. That's pretty
We're
good.
cool, right? We're cool.
Yeah, we are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Are you still feeling a little hungover from January?
January was epic.
It was a 12-week marathon of Genesis gaming.
Mm-hmm.
We had a really good time, but as all good things do, January had to come to an end, and so today we are opening
Old stuff.
Magic the Gathering Aetherdrift, which came out during January, so we did not get a chance to check it out. But it's sort of, if you could see here, kind of a Magic the Gathering, but racing, looks like. Or like Tron? I'm not really sure. There's some cool stuff, and we're going to get to that in just 1 second. But in the meantime, how was your week?
What a week, huh?
Yeah.
Those of you who aren't local to the Ontario area,
Yeah, you might be
man.
surprised to learn that we had kind of a shitty week.
yeah, we had ice storm and trees breaking and power outage for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, we had a bit of a natural disaster this week, which I'm happy seems to be coming to an end.
Yeah.
There are still some people around without power, and of course there's lots of trees down. Oh, I guess we should back up a little bit. We had an ice storm.
Ice storm.
We didn't say that part. There was a big ice storm this past weekend. It lasted for a couple of days.
Yep.
And I don't know if you watching have ever been through an ice storm, depending on where you live. They're not great. Everything gets coated in sometimes like a quarter of an inch or half an inch of ice, and all the trees just start to crack.
And they end up looking like this.
Oh no! Where's that?
That's across from Dad's house.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
He said
geez.
that he normally parks the car at the end of the driveway, but he backed it in a little further.
Yeah.
And he's glad he did because a tree came down, laid across the road, right into the driveway where he parks.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, this is a picture I took of a bird in a tree, and the tree is
Look at all that ice.
covered in ice. And I don't know about you, where I live, on the edge of town, there's lots of trees. We're kind of out in the boons a bit, and so Friday night it started to freezing rain. I went to bed, and in the middle of the night, all you could hear all night was be real quiet, and then you hear crack. Thanks. You hear like a crack and then crash because the trees would just snap. And sometimes limbs would come down. Sometimes entire trees would come down. We lost a big maple. My dad had tapped for maple syrup,
no.
so one of those came down. Our neighbor lost a big birch tree. Tons of limbs and just everything. We had this tree in our backyard.
Your dad lost limbs, or the trees did?
Well, the trees did.
Okay.
My dad is okay, but the tree in our backyard
I can't see crap with these.
was so was just so ice laden that it was like touching the ground, and it doesn't normally do that. So yeah, it was pretty bad. The power went out for me anyway on Saturday afternoon. We were supposed to go to a Blue Jays game.
Oh yeah, and I was
on
thinking about
Saturday.
that too.
And we decided not to go because of the weather, and we were like, geez. But then we felt vindicated when there was this gigantic ice storm that happened. But yeah, so we tried to watch the game on TV, and that's when the power went out. We were not destined to watch that game.
And did they win or lose?
I think they lost, but I have no idea. I couldn't even check the score for 2 days.
I know, even cell service was
Even
out.
cell service was out. We had no internet,
Yep.
no power, no whatever. So it was, it was not a fun weekend. But how about you? How did you make out?
Good. We played cards all weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, that's not too bad. We played a bit of crokinole.
When we did have power, I finally, for the first time, watched The Shining.
Oh yeah,
I had never seen it, which is
And?
awful. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
You heard it here first.
That's right.
The Shining is great.
If you've never heard of it, it's an indie film. It's new.
Yeah.
Go check it out. Walter Crambrick or some name like that. I don't know his name.
Do you mean Stanley Kubrick?
That's the one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you watched that? That's pretty good.
We were going to watch Doctor Sleep, but I was like, no, we need to watch the first one first.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we're here, and you know what? I don't know about you, but you know what I'm here for?
The beer.
A drink. I could really use one.
Well, this one
after
is
that weekend.
interesting, Brian. This is from our friends at Bose, who aren't our friends.
They're
but
not
we
our.
like to
We
call
don't know
friends.
them.
I actually did know one of the head chefs at Bose for a while.
I stand corrected.
Years ago. Creme brulee is a dessert stout. Stout with burnt sugar, vanilla, dark, creamy, and smooth. It's going to be sweet.
Yeah.
And this is a 6%.
That's not too bad.
Nope.
All right. Well, shall we?
Yep.
All right.
Wait for me. Oh. My medicine.
What? What? What do you go first?
I feel that I can't like it. It tastes like an ashtray.
It I don't hate it, but I may not have a second one. Let's just say.
I may not have another sip. What are you talking about?
Safety. Oh, well, because we drink responsibly.
Yeah, one at a time.
Oh. You know what? I didn't know you could get that hammered off of just one beer.
We did it one time.
I wonder which one it was.
I thought maybe you were referring to the time that we were in Toronto. And we drank one pitcher of beer.
That was a pitcher.
It was a
of beer.
pitcher, but
Yeah.
but it was like a light
The
beer.
helmet. Ah.
It's just a hat.
Yeah, I don't.
Whatever.
Heck,
Jeff's had a couple of beer.
They call them lids. They call them all kinds of
Yeah,
things.
caps.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we've got some Magic the Gathering Aetherdrift coming at you. And what can you tell us about Aetherdrift there, Joe?
Not a whole lot, to be honest. I'm afraid that I don't really know. It came out February 14th. So as Brian mentioned,
Valentine's.
it did come out while we were doing January, as Brian mentioned. So we are catching up a little bit on Magic because we've opened everything that is Genesis Battle of Champions.
That's right.
January is over.
So we're catching up a little bit, as it were.
Yeah, and so the pre-release box has 6 play boosters.
Yep.
Traditional foil, mythic rare, and a spin down die.
The usual.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't honestly. I haven't looked too much into it except the art on the front that has a friggin' motorcycle in Magic the Gathering, and I'm like, you know what? I'm here for it.
And on the back, there's like a bat motorcycle guy.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a pit crew or a different racer, and there's some checker stuff,
Some checker stuff. Yep.
checkerboard stuff, like racing.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think we've given people enough time to check in. So why don't we get to it?
Let's do that. I just have to go all the way back to know where I'm going.
There we go. Okay, so as Joe mentioned, this is the pre-release kit. Obviously, it is already out. This is not in pre-release at all, but sometimes I like to buy the pre-release kits because it just gives you a little taste of what the set is without having to spend a lot of money on a whole booster or even a gift bundle.
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
yeah. So I'll start this, and
Sure.
you can read the comments.
Jeff says, love them stretching into other ideas and stuff like this, and Universes Beyond as well. I think the Universes Beyond stuff is neat, but if you're a fan of Doctor Who or whatever,
You're a fan of genre stuff
Yeah.
in general.
yeah, it's a fun set. I wonder if it's diluted it though. It's
I don't know.
Here's
I think,
Magic. Also, there's a new set for Magic coming out in a week because this one just came out. It's like it's hammering out, and then there's all the Universes Beyond, and I don't know. There's just
I
so
don't know.
much.
I personally was kind of getting tired of, like medieval fantasy. Like everything is medieval fantasy,
Yep.
and it's like, throw some motorcycles in there. Why not? It's only a card game.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. All right, so ice in your veins, fire in your engines. I don't know why it doesn't sound like that. Ooh, nice one. Do it again. Ready? All right, so I'm going to open her up here. We got some more art
Oh, that's
on the
fun.
inside. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's the Akira shot right there. Let me do it for you. Ready?
And while it's there, wait. Joe got some new sounds today.
Yeah, he sure did. So this is cool. It is the Magic logo, but with racing checkers. Right there. And we're open it up.
And let's take a peek.
Let's peek at what we got
I
here.
will say, the pre-release kits, I love how they package them.
Oh, they're so good.
You know, it's kind of like Apple being an experience when you open an Apple product. The pre-release stuff is always pretty cool.
So there's a little more art inside. You can't quite see without ripping it open, which I guess I could do, but and some plus one, minus one, or some plus one counters that you can pop out. But yes, and I love that it always comes with a little box. I always would come away from pre-releases with a little box, and it was so much fun.
Yep. Jeff says, where's your engine in the body if they're carrying on the veins metaphor? Heart, brain, somewhere else?
If they're carrying on... Oh, because there's ice in your veins. That's a good question. So it's ice in your veins, fire in your engines. I'm going to say fire...
Exhaust in your airs.
Oh, yeah. I think the ice is in your veins, so that'll have to be your heart. And then the fire is in your belly, because that's where food goes to be fuel. Sorry, that's not very exciting, but it literally is.
Yeah, no, that totally works.
I have to say, I'm liking the checkerboard theme that they're putting on everything. That is really cool. Let's open her up and see... Okay, well, we'll start at the top here. We've got the spin down die, and what is the little? We got the little checkerboard.
Oh yeah.
Logo. I'll let it focus.
That makes sense.
That does make sense. I like this one. I might steal it. Wait a minute, it's already mine.
It's yours.
Okay, and we've got some the literature that tells you for new players how to create a deck and what to do for a pre-release.
The driver's license.
We've got Enhanced Racer License, Chandra Nalar, Cloudspire Racing Team, Captain Human Hair, Fire, Omen Pass. I'm not sure. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. That's cool. I don't know if this is just a well, this is the divider that you put in. They just put a cool thing on it.
That's a great idea.
Which is a great idea instead of just the generic colors. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Should we do the promos first? Yeah.
There's just the one numbered.
And then we've got 6, and then it comes with 6 play boosters.
Yeah.
So.
No way Brian's getting into a bar with that one. That fake ID.
Oh yeah, no. Well, yeah, no, I don't have a problem getting into bars because I don't look anywhere close to under 19. So. I have been asked to leave a few times, though.
That's true.
Actually, have you ever been cut off?
No.
No? I have.
I should have been once or twice.
I haven't been cut off at a bar, but I got cut off at a wedding one time. And that was a boozy wedding, and I got cut off, and I was like, uh-oh. So I'm not proud of it.
Was it Tubi or Brian?
Oh, no. It was it was way more than that. But anyway. So what do we got here? So this is the promos that come in it. This is Sky Seer's Chariot, an artifact vehicle. That's pretty cool. And it has the 2025 logo stamped. Oh, what's this? Start your engines. Oh, it's a token. Oh, cool. There must be. I'm assuming there's a mechanic here for racing that this would go with. So we've got these two. That's pretty cool. Yeah. They kind of look like pod racers from Star Wars. So anyway, put that aside. Nice. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they all are the same.
And in these packs, these are play boosters.
Yeah.
There's 1 to 4 rare or higher.
Okay.
3 to 5 uncommon, 6 to 9 common, and then a land. So it's a good assortment of what comes in. And I believe, let me grab the box.
That's why Brian is no longer invited to open bar weddings. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what? It was so bad. Like, it was a family. I wasn't part of the family. I was there in the wedding party. And in the morning, like this is a two big drinking families, but I was the one in the morning when you go down to brunch, people would come down and go, "How you doing?" And I was like, "Ah, crap." Anyway, let's get started. I got a couple things in the chat there.
This is why Brian's no longer. How many options are on the soundboard of yours, Joe? You have something for every scenario. Yeah.
Should we show the soundboard at some point?
Yeah, we could some point. I don't know that we can. Can we? I don't know if we can.
I don't want to show the whole room, but
There it is, right here.
there we go. There's the soundboard.
Yep, and you got like all your different sounds and different folders of sounds and different popped up of sounds and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, that's not much of a view, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. All right, let's get to the cards. A sad trombone.
If only we had one of those, huh?
That's like the first one you got, I think.
It was.
All right, so we've got Prowl Catcher Specialist. Hi, Techie. Rip Claw Wrangler. You know what? I have to say I'm kind of liking the auto theme here. It's just a little bit different. It's fun. Broken Wings. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. Ooh, it only costs 3. Spectral Interference. That guy's not happy.
Oh, he's not having a good time.
He's having you know what? He's having a bad time. Ride's End.
Let's slide this camera down a little bit, Brian.
Is it
Get
too
a little close up? Yeah.
I put it up a bit when we had the whole box because it wasn't fitting, but how's that? Is that better?
I think it's better if there we
focuses,
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where were we? Ride's End. Ticket Tortoise. Kind of like that. It's just a painted cardboard. Oh, I see. Mutant Surveyor. Move this. I can't read the card. I don't want it to. There we go.
Yeah.
Mutant Surveyor. Haunt the Network. Oh man, that looks like one of those movies from the 90s where people surfed the internet by actually surfing. Guidelight Synergist.
That's fun. I like that one.
That's pretty cool.
Robot Artificer.
Sky Crash. Elvish Refueler. They even have like pit crews and stuff.
Whoa!
Draconautics Engineer. I like that. That is a Goblin Artificer. It has Exhaust. Other creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Activate each Exhaust ability only once.
Remind me as a newbie, exhaust and haste, what they mean.
Well, Exhaust I feel is probably just for this.
Okay.
And haste is, I think, a little bit like Blitz, or doesn't. I can't remember.
If anybody's out there watching,
it's been so long, I can't remember.
And I've only played
got
about 4 games.
Got a shiny Interface Ace. Look at that.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. That's a robot pilot. Planes looks like the arena.
Yes,
there.
haste is blitz.
That's what I thought. And a Thopter token. Oh, and a servo token on the other side.
A party servo. Look at all that confetti.
Yeah. Super cool.
So you're digging these so far?
So far, I like the theme. I think it's different. You can't say they're not trying new things.
You can tap when entering no summoning sickness.
Oh, Gastel Blockbuster. That looks like Bat Out of Hell.
No, yeah, it does.
Like that really looks like Bat Out of Hell. Like that's probably just straight up Bat Out of Hell that they just copied.
Let's just copy this.
Yeah. Gastral Blockbuster. That is a human berserker. When this creature enters, you may sacrifice a creature or vehicle. When you do, destroy target artifact an opponent controls. Engine Rat.
Cool.
Has Death Touch. Ooh. Stampeding Scurryfoot. Oh, that looks like a Bloomborough guy trying to race. Isn't that cute? Nice. Midnight Mangler. Brightfield Mustang. It's like, yeah, horses are cool, but race cars. Thunderhead Gunner. That sounds like a character in like one of the Star Wars prequels. You must go and find Thunderhead Gunner, and he will help you. Skybox Ferry. That's cool. Look at that. That's a ferry. There's people in there.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a huge winged...
Big dragonfly-looking thing.
Yeah. Like in Dune. That's cool. Am I in focus?
Not now. You're.
Not quite. Move that.
And...
Good.
Yoink.
End Rider Spike Spitter. Boy, I had to say that
eventually
carefully.
get there.
End Rider Spike Spitter.
Oops. I wonked it all up. I'm trying to make things better.
Home of the professional live stream.
That's right. You may not find us fancy, but you'll find us at imperialpolls.com.
That's right. Spell Pierce. Looks like a ghost engine.
Mm-hmm. That's Thomas, the tank engine, years later.
Yes. Pride of the Road. That is a zombie cat warrior. Because of course it is. Of course it's a zombie cat warrior. Let's get up close there.
Oh, yeah.
Who likes cats?
Yeah, who likes cats?
Nobody?
You wait.
Nobody?
Somebody likes cats.
Yeah.
Oh, what is going on, camera?
It'll go. Ooze Patrol. Ooze Patrol. Focus. Oh, what do we got
what's
here?
that?
What is that? Ooh, we've got Redshift Rocketeer Chief.
Call me surprised. Leah says, cats, me.
Well, this is a borderless,
That's cool.
rare, legendary creature, Goblin Pilot. Redshift Rocketeer Chief is red-green. Has vigilance, and if you tap it, add X mana of any color, where X is Redshift's power. Spend this mana only to activate abilities, and then exhaust if you pay for it. 10 plus red and green, which is pretty beefy. Put any number of permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Well, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're playing Commander, this would be pretty cool. Not bad. I'm going to put that one aside, if you don't mind. We've got Run Over, Shiny.
Ooh.
Scoured Barrens, which is a land, and Art Card, which looks pretty... Oh, which I think I'm upside down. No. Yeah, no. This way, right?
Yeah. There's the ghosts and stuff, and there's the
there we
dude.
go. Yeah.
That monster's is huge, so it's
Yeah.
like, it's a giant scorpion, Brian.
I know. It's a giant. It's so giant. All right. Pack the third. We're only 2 packs down, and so
Already
far,
some cool stuff.
So far, pretty good. All right. We've got Thunderhead Gunner again. Ripclaw Wrangler again. Gibbierk Omnivore.
Roadkill takes on an entirely different meaning when the beast you crash into is more likely to kill you.
And he doesn't really have any special abilities. He costs 1 colorless and 1 green, and is a 3/3 creature. You need those. Spectral Interference. Sport Cycle Scouter. That's cool. End Rider Catalyzer. Start your engines. Aether Jacket. The Sting
Another Thopter.
The Sting Strike model saved thousands of lives during the invasion and quickly became a bestseller for Shadowblade Craftworks. Of course. Light Wheel Enhancements.
Why are you saying it like that?
Saying it like what?
Like light wheel.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't even have a sound for that. I just wanted to ask you why you're saying it like that.
I don't know. This is Cool Whip right here.
Cool Whip.
Yeah, Cool Whip.
Mom!
Ma! All right, light wheel enhancements. Haunted Hell Ride.
Oh.
That's kind of cool.
So there's ghosts and motorcycles. That's what we're getting out of
Ghosts
this set.
and monster trucks, looks like. Racer's Scoreboard. Nesting Bot. We got a rare here, Winter Cursed Rider, who's a legendary creature, human warlock. Another shiny, we've got, Magmakin Artillerist. Excuse me, I had to look. Magmakin Artillerist, Elemental Pirate. Cool Swamp. And a pilot token and a treasure token. There we go. Next up, has anybody out there watching or live or either live or after the fact, has anybody played Aetherdrift? I suspect some of you have, and if so, what are your thoughts about it? Do you have any favorite cards? Any favorite meta or strategies?
Some combos.
Yeah, I'm going to try some more of this terrible beer.
I'm really sorry. This is what I think of the beer. That's how I feel about it.
It just has a weird aftertaste.
Yeah, it's not good.
It definitely tastes like stout, but it's got this vanilla. Yeah, anyway.
Do you remember a couple of years ago we had the butterscotch beer that came out, or the butter tart beer that came out?
Yeah. Does it remind you of that?
Same kind of.
End Rider Catalyzer. We've seen that one. Grim Bauble. Oh, that's like a dashboard bobblehead.
Yep.
Which is kind of funny. Gibberick Omnivore, we did earlier, and I still can't say it.
I haven't played Magic in years and realized I probably shouldn't keep spending money on something I'm not using.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
Glitch Ghost Surveyor. That's cool. Sport Cycle Scouter. Magmakin Artillerist. Migrating Ketrodon. Look at a migrating. That Metrodon.
A little tiny.
Or Ketrodon. What did I say? Wretched Doll.
Oh, yeah, that's creepy.
Ooh. Remember those magazines that were just like bonkers drawings of cars and trucks? The hell was it called? Hot Rods or...
Oh, yeah, that hot rod style, that kind of tattoo illustration kind of...
Yeah, but I can't remember what the magazine was called. Something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gallant Strike. Dracosaur Auxiliary. Quag Feast. That's a rare there. Another rare district mascot. Look at the little puppy. He's a dog mount. You can ride him. Look how cute he is. Cartoons. That's what they... Oh, they did a reboot, apparently, according
to... Oh, yeah, you mean like with rat and stuff. You can't see that.
What? Oh.
Rat rods and whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't remember the name. Thank you. I'm not sure.
Ask the old guy. He'll remember stuff.
Camera launcher. Pew, pew, pew. Another shiny Bloodfell Caves. And an art card. That man is a shark. Right there.
That is a shark dude.
That's a shark dude. This is signed. Well, it's printed, but that is pretty cool. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. He'd drink this beer, and he'd like it. Oh, come on, focus. This guy's so cool. Look at him. He's just like, I'm watching out for you. All right.
Yeah, the art style on these cards are really cool.
Back in my day, whistled through missing teeth.
So I'm curious though, Brian. We've opened 4 packs so far.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many cards are in the set, 'cause we've had a lot of duplicates already.
Well, it does not. They don't say on these, do they?
I'm going to Google it, because we have the internet now.
Oh my God, the internet? What the fuck is the internet? Pack Doll Terror. Look at that one. Nice. That looks like, Sid's toys on Toy Story?
Oh, yeah.
It looks like one of those that got in a car and is driving.
Yep. 291 regular cards.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we're not getting all the, collector,
of course
whatever.
Not.
So, Venom Sack Lagak. That's cool. Howler's Heavy. Voyager Quick Welder.
He's fun.
That's cool. Prowl Catcher Specialist. Veloheart Bike. That's a cool bike. Skybox Fairy. Oh, we got another legendary creature. We've got Lagorin, Soul of Alacria, excuse me. As a mounted beast who has flying. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. It's a 1/1.
It's 1/1. But he's a legendary creature, so that would be your commander if you were playing commander. He has flying. Whenever Lagorin attacks while saddled, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target mounts and or vehicles. Saddle 1, tap any number of creatures you control with total power 1 or more. This mount becomes saddled until end of turn. Saddle only as a sorcery. So it's only 1/1, but it'll make your other guys better.
Right.
So that could be and it's green-white. So that could be a pretty good commander. Carry-on Cruiser. I think we saw that one. Fuel the Flames.
Cool. See you lighting those bats on fire?
Is that bats or is that... Uh-oh. Is that cats?
They're cats.
Are they lighting cats on fire? But they're only the mean ones.
That's right.
Those are only the mean ones. What do we got here? We've got Memory Guardian. We've got... Oh, we got a legendary Planeswalker. Ooh, and this is the one from the box. Legendary Planeswalker Chandra.
Chandra Nallar.
Chandra Nallar. That's right. We've got her driver's license. Well, this is very cool. I'm very excited about the Planeswalker. I'm going to put that aside, too. We've got Foul Roads Shiny. We've got Wind-Scarred Crag, which is a dual land. And has a pretty cool art on the front of our Chandra there. And a Dinosaur Dragon. And a treasure token. Dinosaur Dragon. It finally come full circle. What's a dragon? Well, it's like a big flying dinosaur, kind of. Okay, well, what's a dinosaur? Think of like a big dragon,
but no wings.
Well, what's this? Oh, he's a dinosaur dragon. And then they all lit up cigars.
That's right.
Oh no.
Way to think about it.
Uh-oh.
In our imaginations, dinosaurs can sound like big. The term dinosaur
I accidentally talked to my phone.
Ugh.
Oh my. Okay, well, we're down to our last pack, Joe.
Yep.
What do you think we're going to get in this one?
A bunch of super rare, hard to find cards.
Is this the God pack?
That's the God pack.
Right here? They
Yep.
put it in a pre-release kit, obviously.
That's right. Yep. They accidentally put a collector booster into a pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, here we go. We've got Focus. Grim Bauble. I'll try to get a little closer for you to see. If you can take these broken wings.
Brian, that's not very good, but you know what song is very
Oh,
good?
you know what song we love here?
We do love it.
Here we
You
go.
ready?
Yep.
You ready?
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
All right. Wow. Wow, that was amazing. That's our favorite song with the
Every week.
Our favorite song with the word sand in the title.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know.
What do we get in our last pack?
What are we getting in our last pack? Let's
I
do
don't
it.
know. Let's see.
We've got Grim Bauble. We've got Broken Wings. We've got Glitch Ghost Surveyor.
You know what everybody else got?
What did they get?
They got sorry, guys. That was Sandstorm.
Wasn't that? It had sand
Has
in
Jeff
the
been
title.
drinking?
I don't know, man. But I don't know. I know what they didn't do was look at a calendar.
That's right.
Ride's End. Magmakin Artillerist. Interface Ace. Burner Rocket. Look at this friggin' guy. Look at this friggin' guy. I love this friggin'
He's
guy.
definitely a gremlin.
Oh my god, I love it. That's so cool. Very cool.
We've completely
come on,
lost it
come
now.
on. Focus.
He looks cute. What is it? What is it?
Point the way. Probably from Bloomborough.
Look how cute he is.
Bloomborough has a racing team.
Zoomborough.
Yeah, ooh, that's pretty good. Okay, let's bear with us here. Whoops.
Trying.
There we go.
Remember that time, Brian, when we were professional?
Aether Siphon.
80 episodes in, we can't get our shit together.
Yeah, I know. Is that 80?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's pretty cool. Hour of Victory.
Victory.
Woo! Look at them. Look how happy they are to be victors. Not bad at all.
Yeah, you might just have to hold him close to the camera. There we kind of go.
Far Fortune End Boss. That's another legendary creature. So we got quite a few legendary creatures today, which is pretty good. We've got Ovia Automech Artisan. That's kind of cool. Also a legendary creature. We've got another legendary creature,
Wow.
shiny, Lagarin, Soul of Alacria, which I think we opened earlier but was not shiny. And we've got Jungle Hollow Land and a Start Your Engines card that we got also in the promo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Start your engines whenever an opponent loses life during your turn. If your speed is 1 or greater, increase your speed by 1. Max speed is 4. This ability triggers only once each turn. A little bit like Heat.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Which,
That's
if
pretty
you
cool.
haven't played that board game,
It's pretty fun.
it's great.
It is pretty fun. No doubt. So, well, there we go. A pretty good episode so far. Yeah.
I think I've used all my sound effects.
Have you? Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's okay. What do you think? I don't know where I was going with that.
I think they're great. Again, as always, their art style is so cool. It's super clean and super on topic.
On subject.
Yeah.
I haven't obviously played it. I just opened it just now, but I really like the racing theme. And it's about racing, but there's still monsters and everything's a little bit neon and I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool. So I think it would be a cool one to try to play and try to use that Start Your Engines mechanic.
And you did like the Thunder Junction set as well.
I did. I like some of the ones they're doing that are a little bit different. Even Bloomborough was kind of cool.
Yeah. Bloomborough was neat for its own reasons.
Its art was good and all that, and I like the Junction cards. I guess I just like when they try new things. Since I do play, but I'm less of a player than a collector. So I want cards that are aesthetically pleasing on a theme that I like.
Right.
Excuse me.
I think in a couple weeks, talking about Bloomborough, we are going to do some Bloomborough.
Yeah, we got some more Bloomborough coming pretty soon. That seems to be popular with our viewers, so we're going to check that out a little bit more. We hope that you enjoyed the Aetherdrift.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty fun.
And the new set, like I said, was it April 14th? Is that April 11th?
Something like
that.
Yeah.
We'll try to get the new set too when it comes out.
Yeah. If you want timely, accurate information, this is not the channel for you. If you want our feelings about things that happened a long time ago, this is where you want to be. So, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Should we give the people what they want?
We could. I guess so.
Otherwise it's a bit of a cock block.
That's true.
Yeah.
But we haven't really had a reason to do it.
Who needs a reason?
Yes, we should.
Oh, I feel better.
That's better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sandstorm!
Sandstorm!
Sandstorm! Yay! Oh, that's
Happy
pretty good.
April 1st, everybody.
Happy April 1st,
Yeah.
everyone.
Finally.
Also, Jeff, I am wearing a helmet.
You are!
I was, and I was not going to acknowledge it at all through the live stream. But now that we're at the end, I can say yes, it's true. I am wearing a helmet.
For those who didn't notice, they thought something was different but wasn't sure what.
Yeah,
It was the helmet.
yeah. It's not just the head injury. Typically, that works out on its own.
Though you did try to get a head injury today.
Today, well, I didn't try. I wiped out in my driveway. I slipped on some ice and took a pretty big dive, but I'm okay. I'm okay. Hey, did you hear that Sting got kidnapped?
No.
The police don't have a lead. You can use that one.
Yeah. Fine, I'll give you that. I don't even have anything to come back at you with.
Yeah. Hey, before we do our wrap up here,
Yeah.
we just wanted to give a shout out to another YouTube channel.
We do.
Yeah, you said at the beginning.
Genesis John.
Genesis John,
Yep.
who we met at the Mecha Games event in the fall?
November? When was it? It was a while ago now.
It was a little while ago now, a few months ago. And he's very keen on Genesis and has put out, he puts out like a lot of pack openings of Genesis, but has put out a more lengthy video, I guess, in the last little while, not very long ago.
Like today he put out a new video. So go check it out.
So check it out.
Yep.
So Genesis John
Genesis
88.
You caught me on that one. Getting
So you thought I was gonna.
I just,
You know what? We do know sometimes those handles. We know the people, but not the handles.
Oh no! How am I gonna find this out?
He did just. He's in the. Hang on. I got it.
I'm gonna beat you to it. Where's the sound?
Genesis John 88.
Damn
so
you.
I was correct. Genesis John 88. So check out Genesis John 88 on YouTube to find Genesis John, who I'm gonna guess was born in 1988, possibly.
Maybe.
Or there are 87 other Genesis Johns. I'm not
He
sure.
could also be 88 feet tall because he's a big dude.
He is very big.
Yeah.
He's a large man and very kind and helpful.
Yeah, he's a
to
good
other
dude.
players. So
Yep.
definitely check him out and give him a follow. With that in mind, if you haven't already, you can subscribe to us if you're not
can.
subscribed. If you do, that really helps us out a lot. If you want to know when we go live, because sometimes you're not paying attention and you forget.
Yep.
You hit the little dinger; it'll give you a bloop on your phone when we go live, so you won't miss a show. Or you could ignore it if you want to, but either way, you hit the dinger.
We win.
We win either way. If you want to reach out to us with comments, questions, you can find us at hello@imperialpulls.com. Maybe you want to sponsor us. Maybe you're a beer company that wants to sponsor us, because we are not sponsored by any beer company. We are merely enthusiasts. Although tonight I'm not so sure.
Bose.
Sorry,
The
Bose.
thing
You know
is,
what?
we do love your beer, just not.
We've
this
had it
one.
before, and it's very good. This one, you know what? I gotta say though, throughout the show, it has been growing on me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's fine.
Yeah, your first reaction is like, "Ugh, that's not quite beer," but after a few minutes, it's like, it's not so bad.
It's beer.
Whatever it is not too bad. So, Bose,
I'm losing focus.
I thought you were
These cameras are terrible.
snapped your eyeball.
No, no. But speaking of eyeballs, little round things.
Uh-huh.
Brian, what do we have here?
We've got Imperial Pulls Genesis Exert Tokens. Genesis Exert Tokens. Check them out. Check them out. Look at the back, too. The back, they're like nice and smooth, so they go right on the thing.
Yep.
And they're the right size. They're 1.25 inches. You can use them for your Genesis cards. And we're going to be sending some out to a couple lucky people who already are owed them.
Yep.
But if you want some too, keep watching the channel, because we're probably going to give some away very soon. So, I don't know why I said it ominously, but we are going
Dun dun dun.
It's not a mystery. We are going to do that. We are doing that. So anyway, hello@imperialpulls.com is our email address. And you can also reach us on the socials, as they say. You can find us on TikTok, Facebook, Discord, and Blue Sky.
It's true.
All at Imperial Pulls. So we're easy
Why
to
would they
find.
want to do that?
I don't friggin' know. No, if you want to reach out to us, you want to maybe ask a question or make a comment or
suggest some games.
Yeah, if you're doing anything card related, especially Genesis, if you just want to tag us, we'll get in there and help you out. Maybe give you a boost too if you're just starting out or you don't work in those kinds of topics very often.
Yeah.
So just give us a ding, give us an @ as it were, and we'll do our best to go over there and help you out.
Do we know what we're going to do in the near future? We talked about Bloomborough.
Yep.
We're hoping to do some jank.
We're gonna do
everybody loves some jank.
We're going to do another Jankapalooza. We're going to find some fresh jank.
Yep. Some old jank. Fresh.
Fresh to us. Fresh to us. And maybe some Bingo. Bingo the movie. That's my fave.
Right. But not rad dudes.
Not rad dudes. Rad dudes are...
Not rad.
They're
bogus.
They're bogus. They're bogus.
Yeah.
All right.
Everybody, thank you so much. As always, this is Brian.
And he is still Joe.
My name is my name is
I'm going the wrong way, just so I can install the other songs some more. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a great night.
Love those copyright strikes.